Yeah. Exactly. A dirty London flat.
No, it's all good.
But it's authentic.
Yes,
Got
very
character,
authentic,
yeah.
organic. I
Organic,
like that, man.
yes.
Yes.
Nothing's been cleaned in 50 years. Oh, hey, get that out of my nostrils. It's a great day. We got Obi in the house. I can't pronounce your last name. We're still practicing.
Melifonwu.
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 Hey,
Hey,
yeah,
don't,
Joe.
I
Joe had a rough night last night. Don't beat
Joe,
yourself up,
I
man.
called him Obi for the first 6 months.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
used to have to look in the mirror and like I was giving a speech. Nice and slow and
You practiced?
yeah, I had to practice.
Is it Henry, William, Obi, and Nufu,
No, Obi Ajulu.
Obi, Ajulu, Melifonwu.
Melifonwu, yeah.
Melifonwu.
Yeah, but I just go by Obi.
Wu-Tang, yes.
Wu-Tang, baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just
Make
go
it
by
easy.
Obi, yeah.
Staten Island
Good for
clan.
you.
I thought only
A lot
Italians
of people don't
lived in
even know
Staten
my
Island.
first name is Henry. Yeah.
All right.
Let me see your ring.
Jesus
Pink
Christ.
the ring.
Is that this year's?
No, this is the 49. Obi gets his June 6th. Yeah.
That's nice.
This guy he calls me more times than holy cow. Jimmy, you'll meet Jimmy at the draft party. We gotta
Oh,
get
we're
these
gonna
guys.
we're gonna talk about the draft party too.
Oh.
Do you have any other details for
Yeah,
that?
definitely.
Just give me one.
Ferncroft, it's at the Ferncroft Country Club, April 25th, Thursday night. We're gonna we're gonna do a 9-hole golf tournament prior, and then we're gonna have the VIP reception on at night. But it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna honor these guys with a tribute world champion video, and yeah, some good sushi, some good Italian wine. What else we're gonna have? Whoopie pies, Obi's favorite.
Lobster.
We're gonna, yeah, I would love that. I would love to do lobster. Gonna have to talk. Maybe a
Guess I'm on
lobster.
the hook
Maybe,
for that.
maybe a lobster eating contest with Obi.
Lobster
a
eating
couple of
Lobster
lobster
cracking contest.
Lobster cracking
What
contest.
is this?
Oh, that's ancient.
What is it?
Joe will have to.
It prints checks.
Prince receipts.
That's old school.
Your agent doesn't have one of those?
What year is
With
this
strict
from?
cash.
Yeah, you'll be getting a fee from this.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's authentic right there, huh?
Put your check in there and you
So Tom,
set the
The
numbers.
check
you press
slides
it.
underneath there, so it does a imprint in it,
For
so it
time.
can't be
duplicated or
yeah,
forced.
it
Yeah.
can't be forged. Yeah.
I remember
Can we
when I
try
worked
it?
at
Can we have
Pennyworth.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, give him a check.
Give him a piece of paper. Got it.
I do this?
Yeah.
Make it up
Slide it all the way under
Yeah.
till it stops. Put some numbers.
$7 million contract right there.
We want bigger than that.
You're signing with GMG right now.
Alright, let's see.
I love it.
I hope it works.
Obi using his bird.
Nah.
Did it get all the way in there?
No, you didn't
Oh.
get it all
Yeah,
the way
there
in.
you go.
There you go.
Oh, now it's. Alright. Let's see.
Watch your fingers. We don't
I know,
want to be
she's
responsible.
fine.
Not big. Coach, don't let check one like that. All the way down. See, Obi's first time punch in Gloucester.
All right.
There you
Working the
go.
dogs.
How much you get?
How much you get?
Wow, 532 and something. What the heck?
Is that
532.
pounds?
Yeah, pounds.
No, that's cool though.
Yeah. My grandfather used one just like it.
It needs a little bit of ink.
Wow.
unless it's
And I think it
supposed to-
needs a little ink or maybe.
Yeah. 1953,
Moisten
the boat was
the
sunk
ribbon,
by a
maybe.
German sub, and they bought the wharf the next year. Wow. And then we bought it from our fathers in 1991, my cousin and I. Oh, we started paying for it.
So who takes the lobsters off the dock? Is that
Me, my cousin and I.
okay? Because I love seafood actually, which is funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You
we had a
see
sea
some
bass
guy,
last night, man. It was awesome. It
Really?
was like that thick.
Oh, yeah.
Big piece of
I
sea
love
bass.
seafood.
Sure, you get all the best up here.
We get the best everywhere.
Yeah, you do.
We're the foodies.
Yeah,
We eat like animals.
that's what we
Have
should
you
make.
been to, where do you live now?
I'm in Danvers.
So that's where we were. I Posse last night.
Oh,
On Main Street.
Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't ate there before.
Yeah, try it out.
Is it?
The owner's Tani.
Tani.
Yeah.
Right.
Outrageous. All right, we're gonna start the podcast. Everybody ready to go? Everybody's phone on vibrate or silent, one or the other.
Yep.
Chris, you don't have a phone, do you?
I don't.
AT&T
I-
shut it off last
Craig,
month.
I get stage fright. You gotta get that out of my face. Craig. Craig.
You'll be alright.
No.
Another phone.
There it is. You got it.
All right, guys. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go intro music. 32.
I wouldn't drink too much of that water.
Now he talks.
Okay.
Now he mentions
Obi, you gotta understand, man. He's a wise guy.
I know.
Everything that comes out of his mouth.
See, I bring my own.
GloucesterCast 332. Probably well, we had Julia. We had the guy from. We had a couple famous. We had what's the girl from Seinfeld? Julia Louis-Dreyfus's husband, who was the big producer.
You blew that, Joe.
I blew
It
it.
was a hot open.
Hey, remember that guy? Remember that guy? Yeah, whatever.
You want to stop that over, Joe?
If I wasn't so
Belichick,
hungover,
Back
No.
to the top.
back to the top. I'm sorry for being such a failure. This is GloucesterCast 332. We do have a very famous. This is our first professional athlete, Obi Melifonwu.
You got it
Right.
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 That's what
Money.
Well done.
Golf
If you
clap.
see it spelled out, you would know that that's a victory.
All right, you can go home now, Joe.
Super Bowl champion, Obi Melifonwu, and
Now he's showing off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it down packed, man.
very interesting story. He came from born in the United Kingdom,
Yep.
London.
London.
Yeah.
Came over here young. And how did you become the special, the beast that you are? Did you grow up playing football? What years did you start playing football?
Well, I wanted to start playing when I was 8 years old. My mom, she was completely against it. It's too dangerous. I don't want my baby getting hurt. So she actually threw away the sheet, like the sign-up sheet. She threw it away.
Good for her.
I was crushed, dude. I was crushed. I don't know. I always had a passion. I've always had a competitive spirit. I've always, been the one to run around, play tag, always be outside. I was never inside. Played video games, but I'd rather be outside. That whole year, man, I was plotting. That whole year, plotting how to make sure I could play the next year. The next year, I ended up getting 2 sign-up sheets. She did the same thing. She threw away the first one. I pulled out the second one, and from there, she knew I was serious about it. She signed me up, and she's been supporting me ever since.
Who was your favorite team or player? Or both growing up?
My favorite team was the Patriots growing up. Yeah, I watched. My first jersey I ever had, my first number was 32 for Antoine Smith. He was a running back at the time, and I played running back, Pop Warner. But my favorite football player of all time is Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
So that's why I wore 20 in college, and when I played for the Raiders. But that whole I grew up a Patriots fan. Super Bowl winning team, Teddy Bruschi, Ty Law, Asante Samuel, they had all those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, I grew up a Patriots fan, and Barry Sanders is my favorite football player.
So even though you were born in London, your formative years you were in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And to be able to come back after getting signed by the Raiders, and then getting released and picked up by the Patriots, what kind of a elation and joy was that for you to be able to come back home? And then go from an organization, no disrespect, like the Raiders, and to get signed by the Patriots. What was going through your head?
First off, it's always been my dream to play in the NFL. So for the Raiders to give me the opportunity, for them to draft me and have belief in me, I owe them honestly everything, because I don't know when I would have got drafted. I don't know if I would have got drafted. Nobody knows. So for them to give me the opportunity that they did, I'm incredibly grateful for that. Things, all the time, they don't work out how you want them to all the time, but I do have a big faith in Christ, and I do feel like everything works out when it's supposed to. and God has a plan for everybody. So to be where I was and to have the things that happened to me, and then to be where I am now, I just see it as a blessing. And I also thank, Bill Belichick and the Patriots organization for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this team and to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
Amen.
that's the ultimate goal, right? I mean, win a Super Bowl, family, football, and faith,
Faith,
right?
right.
But so people, sometimes sports media people try to downplay the importance of a loose locker room, and like how the Steelers some of the players, Antonio Brown, like tweeting out in the locker room, and you never see anything like that in the Patriots organization. Is this something that's told to you, like, listen, right off the bat, don't even try, or do you just know going in, we're not going to be acting like fools, and we're not going to poke the bear, we're not going to antagonize the other team? Is this something that is is there a conversation when you come to the Patriots that's different than the conversation when you start with the Raiders?
No, I don't think it's necessarily a conversation. I think, the Patriots have been dominant for so long, and they've done well for so long, that when you enter the building, it's almost just like, you want to be a part of whatever is going on, and you just follow the leaders in that locker room, like Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Gronkowski. The leaders in that locker room, you kind of follow them, and you kind of follow what they're doing. And, they're guys that are respectful. They do all the right things. They show up on time. They take extra notes. They leave late. So when you see all those things and you don't see them doing all this other stuff, it's almost like, wow, like this is what it takes to get to where we need to get to. So you want to be a part of that. Devin McCourty, Patrick Chung, all those guys, you want to be a part of that. And I got the opportunity to, for my first year, be in that room of Devin McCourty, Patrick Chung, Deron Harmon, Nate Ebner, and watching them, perform how they perform and do the things that they do. I mean, it's not necessarily a choice, but you want to be great as well. So you're gonna follow what great people and great leaders are doing. So I think that's what it really comes down to.
It's interesting to me that, like, I would have thought that, like
There was gospel.
you're handed, like,
Yeah.
listen, like, at this, line
Big
items,
sheet
Right.
line
No,
items
no.
of no,
Do's and
no,
don'ts,
no.
right?
Well, they always, the last year, the narrative from the horrible, I can't stand the Boston sports media. The narrative was that the players hated Bill Belichick, and there's complete disarray in the locker room, and when Garoppolo was traded, it was all this stuff that was being said, but then you win, and you win, and you win, and you win, and win, and it doesn't. It seems like that is not the case at all, and I just don't know how they can make these rumors up, and just keep on. But this year it seems like that. So they win a Super Bowl, and now the narrative is completely different, and they just change on a dime of the sports media, of how they like to portray the relationship between is it fun for you? I mean, is it purely work and a grind, or are you having fun?
Nah, I mean, in anything you do, right? If you love doing what you're doing, you're not going to see it as work, in a way. So for me, like, I love going into I got there late, so I love going into the building. I love, practice. I love, having to sit in meetings, taking notes. Like, even though, like, you're, you know how it is. Like, you're tired, but at the same time, you're like, dang, like, there's no other thing I'd rather be doing than this. So it's just like, it's work, but at the same time, like, it's like fun. Like, you wouldn't want to do anything else. And then, obviously I joined late, so just to talk about, all this other stuff, I feel like, everybody's always going to have something to say. Everybody's always going to have, want to be the biggest critic or whatever, but when you have a group of guys that trust each other and know and have one goal, I feel like and it's that strong, and the commitment to what we're doing is that strong, then all the other outside stuff really doesn't matter. All that matters is the people in the locker room and the people that are fighting for one another, because those are the only people that are going to be on the field, the people that are grinding together. So I think it's when you have a team with that much camaraderie, then it's hard to shake. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but you said that you came in late.
Yeah.
How difficult was it to pick up and learn the Pats defense plan?
It really wasn't, like I said, because I feel like I came into a great situation. Like that's why I feel like it's a blessing, because there's not you don't come from where I was to where I am now. It doesn't get any better than that. I get to go into a room with Devin McCourty, like I said, Patrick Chung, Deron Harmon, Nate Ebner. These guys have been doing it for a long time, and like you would like the way they brought me in and the way they helped me and tried to help me develop. It doesn't get any better than that. So honestly, it wasn't a struggle for me because of everybody in the locker room and how great of teammates I have. So it wasn't that big of a difficult transition because of everybody in that locker room. You know what I'm saying?
Week to week, the Patriots seem to morph. Maybe because I'm looking at it from Patriot fan perspective, but week to week, the Patriots seem to morph what they do on the field and game plans far more than any other NFL football team. Like to learn the playbook and the X's and O's, it's not that complicated, or do you think that the Patriots, a big part of who gets picked up to be a part of this team, there's not just being a physical part of it, but a mental part of it. Like a big part of their scouting process is understanding that the person that they are bringing in, say they know that you have the mental capacity to pick up the playbook.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to be, have physical traits, but I also feel like all the great football players also have a high football IQ, and that's something that that I feel like I have, and I could obviously learn more, and I feel like that's something that a lot of guys have on the team.
And that's something that they recognized because when he got released by the Raiders, I mean, we had 20 teams we could have went to, so we cut it down to 4 teams, and that was one of the things that Coach Belichick and I discussed was his football IQ and his ability to be able to come in and comprehend the playbook and bring instant value. So that does play, and even in the scouting, when I'm going through the draft process, that's always a box that needs to be checked. There's a lot of guys, not only character, the lack of tolerance today if guys are going to make mistakes, but how quickly they can comprehend a playbook, and that's really important. That puts a premium on you as a player.
I would think so. So winning a Super Bowl, and we talked about this earlier, there's not a lot of time from in between seasons. So how much time is there after the Super Bowl? How much time do you have to kind of like rest, recover, mentally chill out before the next season ramps up?
Like 2 months.
Yeah, I would say 2 months, but you figure in terms of recovering, but they got to start back up April 15th. They won the Super Bowl, on the 3rd of February, so it's not really a lot of time. And then, they say, they're not mandatory, but
Good luck if you don't show up.
Yeah.
But for me, whether it's mandatory or not, I love playing the game, so I love my teammates, so I'm going to be there, like, regardless. That's how I feel.
What are some of the things you do, like, right after what did you do right after the Super Bowl?
Went to the parade, which is ridiculous. I mean, I've lived in Massachusetts my whole life and never been to a parade.
Oh, no.
So to have that on my first one, I mean, the day was phenomenal. The weather was nice. The weather was incredible, and then the amount of people that showed up, I heard it was the most people that showed up. And then I went to my first Bruins game. I think that day.
Oh, when they brought you on the ice, right?
Yeah, so
That was pretty awesome.
That was incredible for that to be my first
I was there for that.
first game. And then I took couple
New
weeks
York
off.
City.
Yeah, New York City. We went there for a couple of days, and I took a couple weeks off, and then my mind was just like, I was fun and stuff, but
Get back to work.
yeah, exactly.
So I have a question. So what would you say to a friend, let's just say he might be in this room today, that is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and throughout the playoffs was continuously wearing Steelers hats, shirts, fan gear.
Yeah.
What would you say to that individual?
Honestly, I mean, you support whatever team you're on. You support
There you
that
go.
team to
There you go.
the die. No bandwagon, man. You gotta ride it down with
You're
that
much
team.
nicer. You're much nicer.
You gotta ride it down with that team.
We mercilessly tease him.
Oh, Joe, don't point out the friend
cameraman.
that I'm referencing.
Hey, I always tell them, don't hate a champion. Okay? And I used to be able to go, count them. And now it's like, welcome to the club. It took you a while to get here. Welcome to the Six Club.
Now you know what friend I'm referencing.
I mean, obviously, you could tell that I'm a lifelong athlete as well. So, usually we make, you know when the guy in the room is like.
Have you ever heard of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest? He won it 3 times.
How many?
Just joking. We tell a lot of jokes around here. No, so a question everybody wants to know: how many times have you picked off Brady in practice?
0. That dude is, man. He's when you talk about like, you prepare like you're gonna play in a game. I mean, from top to bottom, that's just how we prepare. That's just how we go into it. So, I mean, he's incredible.
He's okay.
He's unbelievable, man. There's not. You can't say enough about the guy. Like, he's a leader. He's friendly. He's just down to earth. Like, he's a great teammate.
It's almost unbelievable.
It's
It's almost unbelievable, like how he could be so perfect.
It's ridiculous.
That's why
You know, like.
Oh, here we go gushing. Here we go gushing.
No. Listen, I'm the first one to say, and you know this, that I get irritated when they say on like sportscasters say. I'm very critical of sportscasters, but I can't stand when they say it's Tom Brady versus the Philadelphia Eagles. It drives me crazy. I cringe because it used to be the same way with Peyton Manning.
Yep.
And I'd just be like, Peyton Manning does not win a game by himself. There's a team. It has
Nobody
to
We
win.
saw it against the Rams in 01 when they ran out as a team. And they
Yeah,
beat the
exactly.
Rams as a team.
now everyone
When
does.
before Tom was really Tom.
Right.
So, no, I agree. But as you said, the critics, they need something to write. They need to stir. And the haters are going to be like that.
Tennis and golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obi also got shot for 2 front cover magazines in New York City, which was cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's what you were doing. All
Yeah,
right.
yep.
Nice.
And he collaborated with 50 Cent, which was we did.
50
Yeah,
Cent.
that was awesome.
Oh, do you do a little
Yeah,
rap?
that's been
You
fun.
rap?
No, I don't rap.
Just
That was
more of a podcast.
that was a
type
little
of-
interview.
for his
Oh,
magazine,
interview.
which was yeah.
It wasn't a Sports Illustrated, the naked one. Edelman did, no?
Not yet. That's year 4. So, Obi, obviously you worked extremely hard to get to where you were, to get drafted by the Raiders. But once you got to New England, did you, even though there wasn't a book, like Joey was saying, like they don't hand you the Belichick Bible, but did it happen? Was it day one? And did you notice something in your drive and your dedication and your working? Like, did you realize now you're almost in a different league now that you're on the Patriots? Did something happen? Did you physically and mentally something change when you realized you're on the Pats?
I wouldn't say that. I've always come into the same mindset with every team I've been on since college. You know, like I said, try to do the right thing. Try to get to the building early. Try to take notes. Try to ask questions. That's something I really like doing, asking questions. So there really wasn't a big difference. I think for me, being released and then being brought onto the team, I guess there was a sense of like you guys had faith in me and you guys believed in me, so I'm gonna prove, not necessarily prove, but like you guys didn't make a mistake in this. But I mean that's really the mindset I went into it of, and just not taking anything for granted, because like in this business, I mean, like you could be you could be picked up and gone tomorrow. And I lived it. I went through it. And that was like adversity that I had to face probably for the, there's not a lot of times in my life that I've had to face adversity, but that was one of the big ones, and I've learned a lot from that. And one of the things I learned is don't take it for granted, because it could be just
On
don't
them
take
all.
it for granted.
Exactly, but I think at an early age for him, it's a blessing to be able to go and get a dose of that to see, hey, this is the land of strictly business. So it's to get that early in your career, it kind of gives you another layer of skin that you can adapt in adverse situations, and that's what he did. And now he's a world champion with a big time chip on his shoulder to get out there and build off of what he did last year.
Was there a difference? Is there a different level of was there a different level of expectations at New England versus the Oakland?
I really don't know. Like I said, it's not necessarily expectations from. It's just you just know going into it what like all the players around you. So it's almost like you want to match the players around you. So it's
Playing up to
yeah. So I mean, when you get in there, you want to just do all the right things. You see people doing certain stuff, and you're just like, wow, this was what it takes to be a champion. So you want to emulate and do the same things.
What kind of adjustment from college to the professional? Is it how do the college coaches, set you up for a game compared to, like a Bill Belichick? How the difference between college and pro must be night and day, I would imagine. But, how do they prepare? Do they prepare differently, or what is the process?
I think for me, going to the University of Connecticut in my last 3 years and having Anthony Poindexter, he played for the 2000 Ravens, and he's coaching the Purdue right now, defensive back coach. For me, it's almost because that's one of the things they look at. How do you prepare? What do you But for me, I had a great teacher in Anthony Poindexter, so there was certain stuff that Monday we would do. This is the routine we would face, and this is what we would do to prepare. So for me, it kind of set me up to, when I got to the league, that's how like they prepare the same way. There's certain things that they do. So it really wasn't. I mean, obviously there's little nuances here and there, because the field is kind of. It's kind of in college the field is wider. Whereas in the NFL, the field is kind of narrow and everything's more vertical. Mm-hmm. So there's like obviously like little nuances like that you have to take into account. But for the most part, I think college prepared me well. Now, what I would say is that the thing that I realized in the NFL is everything happens a lot faster. The quarterbacks are elite. The ball's coming out faster. The velocity, the receivers, their routes are just. The timing is perfect. Like a play in college where it would be bang bang, or it would be a pick. No, the plays in college where it'd be a pick, or it might be a PBU. In the NFL, it's like a bang bang, and the receiver still has the ball in his hands. So like, there's certain stuff that, from that perspective, when I first got there, I was like, man, I'm not making any plays, but I'm like, it's a different level. Like, you have to be not only smarter, you have to study harder, you have to anticipate things a lot more. Whereas in college, it was a little easier. You know what I'm saying?
Almost like on the field, you could think about what you were going to do, whereas in the NFL, you just have to be reactive.
Yeah,
mind speed.
But that also comes with playing the game and time and things like that. So that's the next step I want to take. I'm excited about it.
Oh my God!
So real quick, the locker room is going to change this year. Gronk is gone. So
wow, do you hear the way he said that?
Gronk is
The way
gone
he
for
said
now.
that?
For now,
Yeah. Gronk has retired this year. What you think that's going? Does he have an effect on the locker room? Like, do you know when Gronk is in the room at any given time, does he have that sort of effect of everyone around him?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like, everybody in that locker room treats each other, number one, with respect, and number two, nobody feels bigger than the other person. We're all there, we all play a role. So I don't necessarily feel like that. Every year, the crazy thing is, like, no 2 years are the same. Like no two teams are the same. Like your team from 2017 isn't going to be the same 2018. So I mean, that's just what every team goes through, and that's that's just the name of the game. I mean, every
Next
year's
man up.
every year is different. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. It's nothing ever carries over for the next team. You have a team that won the Super Bowl, and the next year they don't do that well. You have a team that doesn't do that well and then wins the Super Bowl. So I personally believe that every year is a different year, and you have to, take what you have for that year and build and mold that team into what you want. So
That's true. And the other thing is the fact of the parity within the league. I mean, if you look at the four majors in football, basketball, baseball, hockey, I think football has the most parity, and it's obviously with free agency, salary cap.
Yeah.
That's why what Bill has been able to do, no disrespect to the Steelers, but what he's been able to do in the land of free agency and salary cap, I mean, it is remarkable.
You said Antonio Brown. What?
Hey, you can beat feet, man.
Speaking of a different locker room, I think you should, call Roethlisberger and ask him how different his locker room's going to be.
I'll talk to him later. He calls me every Sunday, so.
Tips on brisket.
Okay, I have a question for you.
what's up?
Do you know what this is?
Can you identify that bird?
Can you identify that bird?
Oh, you're showing
A,
up.
a piping plover.
Good
It's-
job.
See, plovers. But the thing about it is, I'm the type of person, like, it's on the top of the screen.
Joey's I was gonna say
This is why he doesn't run a lot.
the people
Oh shit!
people can't. Well, they will see this, but you didn't have the camera on Joey's face when you said
that
piping
was classic.
clover. That was classic.
Boy, oh,
Well done.
Always very visual,
done.
though.
Yeah.
Well, not your average guy.
The reason I ask is there's a little bit of a controversy here in Gloucester about these cute little birds.
They really?
Yes.
Are they like going extinct or something?
They're going extinct, and I can't walk my dog on the beach because my dog chases these little things. And so there's a little
I'm an
Has
animal.
your
controversy.
dog caught one of them?
I'm an animal. I'm
Has
an
it?
animal person.
Has
I
it?
love animals. So
Yeah, I do too.
yeah. So I'm stuck. I love dogs and I love birds. So I just wanted.
But you have to just understand. Yeah, number one, keep them on leash. And number two, understand that when you go to the beach, that's a situation that's gonna happen.
Right.
So
Yeah, I just wanted to get your
overcome
input.
and adapt.
Do you own a pet? Do you have any pets?
no,
No pet.
no.
All right.
Time for pets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Everybody.
I really honestly want a dog. Like
Wait.
I really want one. But I know right now is not the right time for that.
Well,
But
to thank
I'm
you,
dying to get
to
one.
thank you for coming in to Good Morning Gloucester, we're going to give you a pet lobster. Yeah, would you like to take care of a lobster for the year?
I'd like to eat a cooked lobster.
They only
You
live till
can't
dinner
cook it.
usually.
You said you like seafood, though.
No, I love seafood.
What kind of a diet are you on? Like, give us a typical. Give us a typical
Nutritional breakdown for a day.
morning to night.
Uh,
Are you strict?
For the most part, I try to be. So, in the morning, I have pancakes, oatmeal banana pancakes, eggs, sausage, chicken sausage. I try not to eat too much pork. And then I definitely have greens in my diet. I love pasta. I feel like it fuels me. I kind of switched over from brown rice to quinoa.
Yeah.
Because I heard quinoa is a lot better for you. It has a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of proteins in it. Obviously, I try to drink water as much as I can. And then for dinner, I don't know, chicken, rice, more greens. I try my best to try to eat healthy, but I also have a sweet tooth, so.
Yeah. Pizza? No pizza?
Every once in a while, but I try not to. It's hard. I mean, everybody's different, so like I know what my body can handle and what it can't handle. But I mean, sweets. I try to stay away from what's it called? Sugars,
Yeah.
inflammation, and stuff like that. But I mean, like I said,
If you're
sweets.
gonna cheat, what are you gonna have?
Sweets and chocolate. If I'm gonna cheat, what am I gonna have? I don't even. Dude, I'll have anything, honestly. Anything.
Avocado ice cream? Have you tried avocado ice cream?
Actually, that's actually really good. I'm not gonna lie. But I like chocolate chip cookie though. That's my favorite ice cream. But I try not to eat too much ice cream either, too much milk, because a lot of people can't. I've come to realize a lot of people can't process.
Lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
How many
That's why
hours
you
a
gotta have
day in
goat
the
milk.
gym?
Huh?
How many hours a day you in the gym?
Like 2 to 3.
Yeah.
2 to 3 hours.
Me too.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, we
got
can
to.
see that.
Driving by the gym doesn't count.
So yeah, I switched to rice milk, but for the most
Rice
part,
milk.
yeah, I try to eat as healthy as I can, but I mean I'm not perfect.
So winning a Super Bowl, are there any downsides to winning a Super Bowl? Anything at all that you can think of?
I places like
I mean,
this.
I look at it like this: 2 for 1 winning Super Bowl, you're a lifelong world champion, and no one could ever take that away. And I
Yeah.
almost think that's a business card to be able to go in and speak to organizations.
Yeah.
Because think about it, there's through time. I mean, there's over about 1,800 and change of NFL active players. There's 7.3 billion people on the planet. I mean, the percentiles, and then
Yeah.
50 years of whatever it's been for whatever the year now, 53 Super Bowls. It's incredible. And so there hasn't been a lot of world champions through time, but I don't think downsides at all. I think it's just an amazing feat that you'll cherish forever. But
The
you won't.
rings are too heavy.
Mr. Kraft, he does it. He knows how to design a ring. But I would say this: the other thing with regards to winning, you're on to the next one. Like, now he's just as hungry to get the next one.
Yeah,
And I think that's why the Patriots have been so successful too.
yeah. And to go off of that, like I said, it's hard to put into words, and I don't know about everybody else, but I really do truly appreciate the Patriots for giving me the opportunity, because when you think about it, like there's players that like go their whole career without winning a Super Bowl, and like that's like that's like the ultimate goal. Like as a player, I feel like to number one win a Super Bowl, number two be in the Hall of Fame, or vice versa, whichever way you want to do it. And for me to, my second year be able to win a Super Bowl, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Now, you've been a quarterback, a running back, now a safety.
Yeah.
But if you could choose right now, I know you're a team player. You're going to do whatever you're. So, but if you could pull the trigger on a position right now, what would you be?
Safety. Just a defensive player, because I feel like I've been an offensive player, and I feel like you might not have the ball in your hands. You know what I'm saying? But you still have to block. Well, as defense, you can be you have the opportunity to be on every play. Like affect every play. Like
even with the way the rules are every year getting more and more against the defense.
You're on the ball every play. Like you have the opportunity to be around the ball every play, and that's the thing I like about defense.
How much emphasis is it on proper, like now with the the spearing and the everything, like the tackling and how much of when you're going to make a tackle, how much is going through your head, like I gotta wrap him up properly so we don't get a penalty, and instead of like making a loss on this play, that we end up like they getting first down out of this,
I think, it's definitely hard, but it varies from team to team. Like we do a great job of teaching how to tackle, head up, and things like that, and it just kind of becomes muscle memory and just being smart, just knowing that these are the rules, so you have to follow them, and if you don't follow them, then it could be detrimental to the team in a way. So it's just a matter of muscle memory, practicing the right way, tackling the right way, and not only that, just being just trying to be safe,
for your own safety.
Yeah, for your own safety.
Yeah.
For your own safety.
Yeah.
So the rules are going to change now.
Can you maybe
a little bit.
give some advice to kids that are trying to pursue a career in football? You only had, if I'm correct, one Division I offer.
Yeah, I would say, everybody's gonna have their own opinions of what they think that you should do. My whole life, I've said I wanted to go to the NFL, and there's been people that have doubted me. You're from a small town, or or you might not be able to make it, or this and that. But if you have an opportunity, or if you have drive to do something, not just football, but if you have the drive to do anything, I feel like you should go for it 100%. Especially with football, I feel like there's a lot of guys that are, I only have one offer, I don't have an offer, but I don't have a lot of offers, but all it takes is one. Like, all it takes is one opportunity. I didn't have, I came from a small school in Grafton. I had got one offer. I went to UConn, and I'm here now. So I would say just follow your dreams, chase your dreams, and don't let anybody, deter you from that. And just hang around the right people, hang around people that want to see you succeed, want to have the same drive as you, want to kind of, lift you up and not bring you down. Because like I said, from school to, there would be times where, I needed to make practice. Like, I know I wanted to make practice, but I know I had to go to school. So I would walk like a mile, 2 miles to go to school to make practice that day, because my mom had to work and my dad had to work. So there's definitely sacrifices that need to be made. It's not going to be easy, but whatever you want to do in life, nothing in life comes easy. You have to work for everything that you get. So I would say it's if you have the drive or the will to do anything, whether you're a musician, whether you're playing sports, whatever it is you want to do in life, it's definitely can be achieved with the right people around you and hard work.
You're here with your agent, Sean Stellato. Sean's been here before with us. He was 30 Boston Magazine, 30 for 30? 30 under 30.
40 under 40.
40 under
I appreciate that, though.
40 under 40, which
Yeah.
like most influential Bostonians under 40 years old, and he was one of them. Which is awesome.
For the family, yeah.
And you are having is this a 5th annual celebrity golf tournament and draft party with some, Obi, are you going to be there?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Obi's going to be there.
Obi's gonna, Rob Ninkovich, Brandon King, Marquise Flowers. We're gonna have some good Patrick Pass, Jermaine Wiggins. I'm gonna have some of my college kids. We're gonna welcome the 2019 draft class. So we're gonna do a 9-hole celebrity golf tournament, which will be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot of goodies on the course, and then we're gonna go down. We'll have a VIP reception. I got a top sushi chef at Italian Winery. And we're going to raise money for the Junior Golf Fund for kids that can't afford to golf. They'll bring them in, teach them, kind of scholarship, grant them. And then we'll do a tribute video of the Patriots and welcome the 2019 draft class. So it's going to be big day.
And it's right here in the North Shore in Danvers at the Ferncroft Country Club. You can get them from your website has
Yeah,
information.
you just went to SeanStellato.com. You can get tickets, and we have other packages, and we're giving away tickets too. So if they reach out, it's just going to be a great day, influential day. Obviously coming in with the world champions too.
Yeah.
It was a little different last year when they didn't win it, so there's going to be a lot of excitement in the air. We got some good, not to cut you off. We got the whoopie wagon. Will be up front making whoopie pies for everybody, which is pretty cool.
Sound like some Vegas thing for a minute.
I was gonna say, bloody nerve right now.
We got iron trees behind us. They're going to be involved. So we're going to have a tree cutting down contest. John Strazzi.
I need iron tree when I golf. You can cut down the trees that are blocking my.
I usually probably 15 balls on 18 holes, so I'm trying to keep it a ball a hole, and I'll be all right.
Chris was the captain of a golf team at Bishop Fenwick.
Yeah.
He played at Bryant.
Bryant University in
really?
Rhode Island, a lot of Connecticut.
Smithfield, Rhode Island, right?
Smithfield,
Yeah,
actually
the
former
training
training grounds of the Patriots.
I'm a hell of a putter.
Yeah. That's the key to the game. But Joe was an All-American tennis player, right?
Not All-American. I
All
was.
Gloucester.
I got the coach's award, which means I wasn't the most talented tennis player, but I was the best cheerleader on the team.
For the effort.
Yeah.
You had mean balls. I mean, you know how to hit the balls.
He's a wicked serve.
Wicked serve.
Wicked, sir.
But the date on that is April 25th. It's coming up. SeanStellato.com. I'll put a link in the show notes. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Obi's got a football camp July 6th
Oh, where's this?
in Grafton, Mass.
Mass. Grafton High School.
Oh, excellent. Very good.
Yeah, my first one. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I've been helped my whole life, right? So, number one, to all the people that have helped me to where I am today, whether it be rides, whether it be, teachers, supporting me, telling me, stay in school, get good grades. Anybody that's ever supported me, obviously I can't reach out to everybody. So on camera, I just like to say thank you. And I feel like it's my job to give back to other people, especially young kids, and it's my first one, and I'm excited about it. So I'm just excited to do that.
That is great.
Yeah.
And your home field.
Yeah.
That is
That's
home
wonderful.
field. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's an age limit? Because, man, I can spin it.
Come on.
I'm just saying right now. I'm just saying right I could walk on, for the knee.
Yeah, we got you. We'll fight on the mine. His will be more little kids. Mine will be. I have mine July 21st at Lynn Manning Field, the 12th annual. So
Yeah.
Obi will be helping out. I'll be helping at his, and then we got I wrote a kids book, a magical football story. That's gonna be. We're gonna have a big night on July 19th at the Hawthorne at Salem. So it's for kids that are, my daughter's suffering from psoriatic arthritis and lupus. So we're going to raise awareness and for research and bring awareness to that. So we're excited about it. It's called Football Magic. So it'll be an inspirational night that night. Kind of like the Superbowl meets Disney. That's the goal. Yeah. So
You were a Salem High quarterback, right?
yes, sir. Yeah. The glory years.
How deep did you go?
We went to the Super Bowl.
Ah.
Yeah, we went to the Super Bowl. That was quite a honor and experience back in
What year was it?
1994.
94.
Yeah. So,
Youngster.
yeah, that was junior year. So those, as you know, getting to the Super Bowl isn't easy feat in anything,
Yeah,
whether it's high school or playing in a bowl game or college or
What a dream for you to be able to still be involved in the sport that you love.
It's my passion, and being able to represent guys like Obi, high character guys that kind of get it and want to give back and understand the business model of the NFL. It's a blessing there because not every guy has the mantra and the mindset of someone like himself. And then being able to work with the Patriots for the last 9 years. I mean, growing up, as we know, in the late 80s, they weren't very good. And I was kind of a 49ers Patriots fan, as crazy as that sounds. And it's been a blessing. It's been a lot of fun. So we still got a tremendous amount of mountain to climb, but we're excited, for that next chapter.
I'll tell you, Obi, I think every guy in this room is going to be pulling for you, and I'm sure you have a lot of other fans out there, and I'm so excited for the upcoming season, just to keep an eye out for you, and we wish you nothing but the best, man.